Okay, Haribol. Who wants to read Mangalacharya and prayers? Subramanya Prabhu, it's maybe your turn this time. If you can read. Haribol. Okay, Manu Prabhu, you can also read.
Hey Krishna.
Haribol.
Yeah. Let me just lower the volume. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyantimiranyasya Jananjana Salakaya. Chakrum Militam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadami Antati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurum Vaisnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Saganam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vikagamscha Shri Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabando Chakapati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gurangi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vishwabhanu Tiste Devi Pranama Hari Vanchakapa Turuspascha Kipa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanivyo Vaishnavivyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prishtayane Devi Shisha Sunyavari Prishtata Deshatayane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Haribol. Okay, Hare Krishna. So today we read the chapter number 21, The Gopis Attracted by the Flute. Haribol. Krishna was very pleased with the atmosphere of the forest where flowers bloomed and the bees and drones hummed very jubilantly, while the birds, trees, and branches were all looking very happy. Krishna, tending the cows, accompanied by Sri Balaram and the cowherd boys, began to vibrate his transcendental flute. After hearing the vibration of the flute of Krishna, the gopis in Vrindavan remembered him and began to talk amongst themselves about how nicely Krishna was playing his flute. When the gopis were describing the sweet vibration of Krishna's flute, they also remembered their pastimes with him. Thus their minds became disturbed, and they were unable to describe completely the beautiful vibrations. While discussing the transcendental vibration, they remembered also how Krishna dressed decorated with a peacock feather on his head, just like a dancing actor, and with blue flowers pushed over his ear. His garment glowed yellow gold, and he was garlanded with a Vaijayanti necklace. Dressed in such an attractive way, Krishna filled up the holes of his flute with the nectar emanating from his lips. So they remembered him, entering the forest of Vrindavan, which is always glorified by the footprints of Krishna and his companions. Krishna was very expert in playing the flute, and the gopis were captivated by the sound vibration. which was not only attractive to them, but to all living creatures who heard it. One of the gopis told her friends, "The highest perfection of the eyes is to see Krishna and Balaram entering the forest and playing their flutes and tending the cows with their friends." Persons who are constantly engaged in the transcendental meditation of seeing Krishna internally and externally by thinking of him playing the flute and entering the Vrindavan forest have really attained the perfection of samadhi. Samadhi, trance, means absorption of all the activities of the senses on a particular object, and the gopis indicate that the pastimes of Krishna are the perfection of all meditation and samadhi. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that anyone who is always absorbed in the thought of Krishna is the topmost of all yogis. Hare Krishna. Anyone can continue.
Is it alright if I continue? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Nibo.
Hello. Another gopi expressed her opinion that Krishna and Balaram, while tending the cows, appeared just like actors going to play a dramatic stage. Krishna was dressed in glowing garments of yellow, Balarama in blue, and they held new twigs of mango trees, peacock feathers, branches of flowers in their hands. Dressed with garlands of lotus flowers, they were sometimes singing very sweetly among their friends. One gopi told her friend, "How is it Krishna and Balarama are looking so beautiful?" Another gopi said, "My dear friend, I cannot even think of his bamboo flute. What sort of pious activities did it execute so that it is now enjoying the nectar of the lips of Krishna?" Krishna sometimes kisses the gopis, therefore the transcendental nectar of his lips are available only to them, and his lips are considered their property. Therefore, the gopis asked, "How is it possible that the flute, which is nothing but a bamboo rod, is always engaged in enjoying the nectars from Krishna's lips? Because the flute is engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. The mother and father of the flute must be very happy." The lakes and rivers are considered to be the mothers of the trees because the trees live simply by drinking water. So the waters of the lakes and rivers of Vrinavana were full of happy lotus flowers because the waters are thinking, how is it our son, the bamboo rod, the waters themselves are bewildered. How is it our son, the bamboo rod, is enjoying the nectars of Krishna's lips? The bamboo trees standing in the banks of the rivers, the lakes, were also happy to see their descendant so engaged in the service of the Lord. Just as the person who are advanced in knowledge take pleasure to see the descendant engaged in the service of the Lord. The trees were overwhelmed with joy and were incessantly yielding honey, with flowers from the hives hanging on the branches, uh, which flowed from the bee. The beehives were over accumulating honey. What?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, this was really funny line. This, how is it our son, the bamboo rod enjoying that?
Oh my goodness. And that reminds me, like when I was a kid, I used to be made fun of by my siblings. They used to say, like, because I was so skinny, they say, "Oh, whenever we pass by like a forest, they'll say, 'Oh, there goes your family.'"
So,
Okay, I'm continuing. Sometimes a gopi spoke thus to their friends about Krishna. "Dear friends, our our Vrindavana is proclaiming the glories of the entire earth because the planet is glorified by the lotus feet, by the lotus footprints. of the son of Devaki. Besides that, when the gopis play his flute, when Govinda plays his flute, the peacocks immediately became mad. All the animals and trees and plants, either on the top of Govardhana Hill or in the valley, see the dancing of the peacock. They're, they all stand still and listen to the transcendental sound of the flute with great attention. We think that that this boon is not possible or available on any other planet. Although the gopis were village cowherd women and girls, they had knowledge of Krishna. Similarly, one can learn the highest truth simply by hearing the Vedas from the authoritative sources. Another gopi said, "My dear friends, just see the deer. Although they are dumb animals, they have approached the son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna. Not only are they attracted by the dress of Krishna and Balarama, but as soon as they hear the playing of the flute, the deer, along with their husbands, offer respectful obeisances unto the Lord by looking at him with great affection. The gopis were envious of the deers because the deer were able to offer their service to Krishna along with their husbands. The gopis thought themselves not so fortunate because whenever they wanted to go to Krishna, the husbands were not very happy.
Rivo. I just
Evil.
saw a few days ago, like yesterday, I saw a video where there was deer and they were chanting Hare Krishna and the deer was dancing. Did
Oh,
anyone?
what?
No.
I didn't see that one.
Let's see if we can find it. Once again. There's this one. This is in Thailand. This is nice.
Thailand.
Yes, Prabhu, see.
What? What? Yeah. Boo, like this is proof that this is proof that this is the power of the of Krishna's name.
Yes, Prabhu, I
Like
was
animals are
what
literally
I was
dancing.
thinking. This was really amazing.
What?
The deer had amazing moves also. Look, he's spinning his head like around and then starting to jump.
What? Simply
Yeah.
put, like there's so much power in this holy name, bro. So
Yes,
much
Prabhu.
power, so much power, bro. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yes, see, what is this? How is this possible?
Prabhu, like the spirit soul, whether it's covered by deer body or human body. As soon as it hears Hare Krishna, it's over.
Yes, no, perfect.
Wow.
Ribo, this is maybe same deer that the gopis were describing.
Another gopi said, "My dear friends, Krishna is so nicely dressed that he appears to be the im, impetuous, yes, impetuous to the various kinds of ceremonies held by the women folk. Even the wives of the denizens of heaven became attracted after hearing the transcendental sound of his flute. Although they were traveling in the air in their airplanes, enjoying the company of their husbands, on hearing the sounds of Krishna's flute, they immediately become perturbed. Their hair is loosened, and their tight dresses were slackened. This means that the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna's extended to all corners of the universe. Also, it is significant that the gopis knew that the different kinds of airplanes flying in the sky. Another gopi said to her friends, "My dear friends, the cows are also charmed as soon as they hear the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna. It sounds to them like the pouring of nectar. They immediately spread their long ears just to catch the liquid nectar of the flute. As for the calves, they're seen with the nipples of the mothers pressed in their mouth, but they cannot suck them. They cannot suck the milk. They remain struck with devotion. The tears glide down their eyes, illustrating vividly how they could embrace. They're embracing Krishna, heart to heart. These phenomena indicate that even the cows and calves in Vrindavana knew how to cry for Krishna and embrace him heart to heart. Actually, Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious affection can be culminated in shedding tears from the eyes. Younger gopis told her mother, "My dear mother, the birds who are all looking at Krishna playing on his flute are sitting very attentively on the branches and the twigs of different trees. From their features, it appears that they have all forgotten everything and engaged only in hearing Krishna's flute. This proves that they are not ordinary birds. They are great sages and devotees, and just to hear Krishna's flute, they have appeared in Vrindavana, the forest of the birds. Great sages and scholars are interested in the Vedic knowledge, but the essence of the Vedic knowledge is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Ved, Ve- I was like, Veda is just Sarvid Aham Eva Vidayaha. Though the knowledge of the Vedas, Krishna has to be understood from the behavior of the birds. It appears that they were great scholars of Vedic knowledge, and they took to Krishna's transcendental vibration and rejected all branches of the Vedic knowledge. Even the river Yamuna, being desirous to embrace the lotus feet of Krishna, after hearing the transcendental vibration of his flute, broke her fierce waves to flow very nicely with the lotus flowers to her in her hands, just to present flowers to Mukunda with deep feelings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The scorching heat of the autumn sunshine was sometimes intolerable, and therefore the clouds in the sky appeared in sympathy above Krishna and Balarama and their boyfriends while they engaged in blowing their flutes. The clouds served as a soothing umbrella over their heads, just to make friendship with Krishna. The wanton aborigine girls also became fully satisfied when they smeared their faces and breasts with the dust of Vrindavana, which was reddish from the touch of Krishna's lotus feet. The Aborigine girls had very full breasts, and they were also very lusty. But when their lover felt their breasts, they were not very satisfied. When they came out into the midst of the forest, they saw that while Krishna was walking, some of the leaves and creepers of Vrindavan turned reddish from the kunkuma powder which fell from his lotus feet. His lotus feet were held by the gopis on their breasts, which were also smeared with kunkuma powder. But when Krishna travelled in the Vrindavana forest with Balarama and his boyfriends, the reddish powder fell on the ground of the Vrindavana forest. So the lusty aborigine girls, while looking towards Krishna playing his flute, saw the reddish kunguma on the ground and immediately took it and smeared it over their faces and breasts. In this way, they became fully satisfied, although they were not satisfied when their lovers touched their breasts. All material lusty desires can be immediately satisfied if one comes in contact with Krishna consciousness. Another Gopi began to praise the unique position of Govardhana Hill in this way. How fortunate is the Govardhana Hill for its enjoying the association of Lord Krishna and Balarama, who are accustomed to walk on it. Thus, Govardhana is always in touch with the lotus feet of the Lord. And because Govardhana Hill is so obliged to Lord Krishna and Balarama, it is supplying different kinds of fruits, roots, and herbs, as well as very pleasing crystal water from its lakes, in presentation to the Lord. The best presentation offered by Govardhana Hill, however, was newly grown grass for the cows and calves. Govardhana Hill knew how to please the Lord by pleasing his most beloved associates, the cows and cowherd boys. Another Gopi said that everything appeared wonderful when Krishna and Balarama traveled in the forest of Vrindavana, playing their flutes and making intimate friendship with all kinds of moving and non moving living creatures. When Krishna and Balarama played on their transcendental flutes, the moving creatures became stunned and stopped their activities, and the non moving living creatures, like trees and plants, began to shiver with ecstasy. Krishna and Balarama carried blinding ropes on their shoulders and in their hands, just like ordinary cowherd boys. While milking the cows, the boys bound the hind legs with a small rope. This rope almost always hung from the shoulders of the boys, and it was not absent on the shoulders of Krishna and Balarama. In spite of their being the supreme personality of Godhead, they played exactly like cowherd boys, and therefore everything became wonderful and attractive. While Krishna was engaged in tending the cows on the forest of Vrindavana or on Govardhana hill, the Gopis in the village were always absorbed in thinking of him and discussing his different pastimes. This is the perfect example of Krishna consciousness. To somehow or other remain always engrossed in thoughts of Krishna. The vivid example is always present in the behavior of the Gopis. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya declared that no one can worship the Supreme Lord by any method which is better than the method of the Gopis. The Gopis were not born in a very high Brahmana or Kshatriya families. They were born in the families of Vaishyas and not in big mercantile communities, but in the families of cowherd men. They were not very well educated, although they heard all sorts of knowledge from the Brahmanas, the authorities of Vedic knowledge. The Gopis' only purpose was to remain always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport, the 21st chapter of Krishna, the Gopis attracted by the fruit. Hare Krishna.
Ribo. Okay, who wants to read or start the next chapter?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I could read, but I'm outside and my network might be unstable.
Okay, Prabhu.
So they cannot.
Oh, what's this one? Stealing the garments of the unmarried gopi girls.
Yes, Prabhu.
May I read this one, bro?
Ribo. Yes, Prabhu.
According to Vedic civilization, unmarried girls from 10 to 14 years of age. Oh, this is actually Nimanita Prabhu's video subject. That was a very good one.
Yes, Prabhu.
According to Vedic civilization, unmarried girls from 10 to 14 years of age are supposed to worship either Lord Shiva or the goddess of Durga in order to get a nice husband. But the unmarried girls of Vrindavana were already attracted by the beauty of Krishna. And let me just my phone real quick. Okay. Okay. They were, however, engaged in the worship of the goddess Durga in the beginning of the Hemanta season, just prior to the winter season. The first month of Hemanta is called Agrahayana, October and November, and and at that time, all the unmarried gopis of Vrindavana began to worship the goddess Durga with a vow. They first ate Havesyana, a kind of foodstuff prepared by boiling together a mung dal and rice without any spice or turmeric. According to the Vedic injunction, this kind of foodstuff is recommended to purify the body before one enacts a ritualistic. Wow. Oh, okay, I'm taking a screenshot of that. It purifies the body, just mung dal and rice. Uh, Purify the body before one enacts a ritualistic ceremony. All the unmarried gopis in Vrindavana used to daily worship the goddess Katyayani early in the morning after taking bath in the river Yamuna. Katyayani is another name of goddess Durga. The goddess is worshipped by performing a doll preparing a doll made out of sand mixed with earth from the bank of Yamuna. It is recommended that it is recommended in the Vedic scripture that a deity may be made from different kinds of material elements. It can be painted, made of metal, made of jewels, made of wood, earth, or stone, or it can be conceived within the heart of the worshiper. The Mayavadi philosophers take all these forms of the deity to be imaginary, but actually they are accepted in Vedic literatures to be identical with either the Supreme Lord or the respective demigod. Unmarried gopis used to prepare the deity of goddess Durga and worship it with chananda, pulp, garland, incense lamps, and all kinds of presentations, fruits, grains, twigs, plants, and other worship. And after worshiping, it is the custom to pray for for some benediction. The unmarried girls used to pray with great devotion to Goddess Katyayani, addressing her as follows: O supreme eternal energy of the supreme personality of Godhead, O supreme mystic, a picture time. Garuda harassing Kalia.
Yes, Prabhu.
Garuda struck the body of Kalia with his effulgent golden wings.
You see all the heads of Kali are like shouting. They're like, oh no. Yes, Garuda has amazing these tilaks all around.
Barking dog
Oh,
seldom bite.
Oh, he had
Barking
tilak
dogs
on his wings
seldom
too.
bite.
Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Here also is the mark.
What?
Yeah, Garuda
Yep.
has tilak on wings also. I'm seeing for the first time.
Yes, Prabhu, same.
What? That's so cool.
Wow.
I wonder what names are those. Like,
Yeah.
I know there's like
This.
Keshivaya Namah, Narayana Namah, Vishnu Namah, Vamane Namah, Sritaya Namah, Srimad Srimadavaja.
There are 24 Vishnus, right?
Yes.
There are 24 Vishnus. So we chant 12
Yes.
of them and apply in 12 parts of the body. So Garuda chants extra, I think. Adokshajaya Namaha, Vasudevaya Namaha, Narasimhaya Namaha, Pradyumnaya Namaha, Aniruddhaya Namaha,
Evil.
Purushottamaya Namaha.
Oh, what picture is this one? Oh, I like this one. Krishna and Balaram. Oh, Balaram is doing the dance.
Oh yeah.
So this is where Shiva got his dance move from.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Natraj also wanted to see the dance, no?
Wow. Okay, so Krishna would praise them. My dear friends, you're dancing and singing very nicely.
People.
So I think yeah, Lord Shiva got his pose as Natraj from Balaram only.
Wait, this is for real? Like, he got it from Balaram? Like Shiva got the dance from Balaram.
Balaram is Adi
No, no,
Guru.
no, no, no. I mean, because it's part of. Ah, yeah, that is true. It's a role in that sense. So Lord Shiva is the great
Okay.
teacher of the Natya Shastra.
This ornament is very nice.
I really like this painting style.
Yes, Prabhu.
It's like would you say this is officially like mini Indian style painting?
This is a standard painting, Prabhu. Honestly, I mean, because I don't know if this pertains to any particular style, but this seems like a standard painting because otherwise I don't have much idea about other if this is a particular style of painting or what.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh yes.
Pralambasura, right?
Just look at the color.
Yes.
It's really nice.
Lord Balaram just punches Pralambasura and Pralambasura is dead. That's it. One punch and dead.
Like literally, the blood from his brain is coming out from his mouth.
What
Like
are
that's
these?
how hard he punched him. I wonder what
Oh,
those
is
are.
this?
Flowers
Yeah,
are
these
falling
are
from the
flowers.
heavenly planets.
The demigods are sending flowers.
Wow.
The
Yes.
demigods are
Balaram,
showering
Balaram
flowers on
punched
Lord
him
Balaram.
behind the ear.
Oh yes, here.
Behind the ear.
They're showering him flowers while his brain matter is like being showered all over the floor.
Yes, probably. Yeah, it's
Who
really
needs to watch
good.
movies when you got this Krishna book and you got all the leelas? They started with all of this action and drama. It's going on.
Yes, long
I mean,
toenails.
modern day action movies are all like zero
Yeah.
compared to this action.
They're all
Yeah.
useless.
No action hero can perform what Krishna and Balaram did.
Mhm.
But look
This
at
is
the
a
Actually,
color.
that day when Balaram did this, he was pretending to be Krishna. That's when Palambarasura took him away on his head because Balaram's team won
Yes.
that game. It's amazing.
Wait, what do you mean Balaram pretended to be Krishna?
That day that Balaram pretended to be Krishna, they were changed. So Krishna always used to kill the demons, and then Balaram wanted to pretend to be Krishna for that day.
Yes.
They were playing a game. So Balaram put the peacock feather on his head, and then Palambasura was sent to kill Krishna. So then that's when Krishna's team won, which was Balaram, and then he had to carry Krishna Balaram on his head across, and he kept on running. And that's when Balaram knew that something was wrong and then killed him. That's the only demon that I know that Balaram kills in Krishna book.
Yes, bro.
No, but in the Krishna book, there is a description. We were reading the description of the killing of Dhenukasura. Apparently, Dhenukasura was killed by Balaram. Lord
Also,
Balaram.
one of them,
Dhenukasura also.
Both of them were
but
killing.
after that,
Krishna.
all the other asses. Yeah. No, but essentially, Dhenukasura was killed by Lord Balaram.
Okay.
All the other asses came, and then Krishna and Balaram got ready in action.
Yes.
And then
They
the
teamed up.
style is like amazing. Like just got caught of the hind legs and then like swing and then throw them. Like
They're screaming. They're saying, "Where are you going?" In the background. They say, "Where are you going?" Because Palamasura just keep on running
Yeah. Yes.
past.
Is
Like,
this
where are you going?
Is this the path he was running? This.
I think that's the river. Yeah, maybe. Yes, maybe it looks like.
Wow.
Okay, next one.
Let me read the what is it, that little thing at the bottom. Okay. Palumba's sword looked just like a cloud with lightning carrying the moon. Wow. Wow. Just eating fire like nothing.
Krishna swallowing the fire.
Oof.
There
you go, Balaram. He's
Close their eyes.
Yeah.
Krishna, the supreme mystic, immediately swallowed up all the flames of the fire.
One way to put out a forest fire.
He's like, Balaram's always so proud of like Krishna.
And they are like always like they have this what's going on?
He was peeking through his eye. That's why he's opening his mouth.
Yes.
Maybe because remember the reason why he told them to. I think from what I remember, the reason why he told them to close their eyes because last time when he ate dirt, and then they all told on him to your mother Yashoda. So he says you all have to close your eyes now.
Yes.
So you don't tell Mother Yashoda about me.
One.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Krishna is the supreme. Oh wait, didn't we read this? Yeah, go. I'll read it again. Krishna, the supreme mystic, immediately swallowed up all the flames of the fire.
Evil.
Oh, here's the Katyani Vrat. This is the one you're reading. Katyani Vrat, it's cold here in Vrindavan in that time, between October and November. And then the gopis used to go and do this Vrat. So Krishna can be their husband and bathe in the Yamuna. And this is where Krishna used to take their clothes, took their clothes. It's very austere Vrat and vows.
Yes, here Krishna is fully jeweled. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Unlike this.
See, even this
super
toe,
decked out.
I like this jewel here.
You can't see anyone nowadays. People say like, oh, I have so many gold chains and everything, but they can't even look as half of decked out as that one Putana. They can't even look as half as nice as Putana. So what to speak of Krishna? Putana had like some gold, like huge gold like bangles and everything. Like no one doesn't even have that.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah, these flowers are really nice how they grow like this around the tree. And this tree is completely white, and then there's like, and all the leaves, they're not only like green, they come in all colors. And this is my favorite color combination, this blue like this and cold and yellow. This is like my favorite color combination.
Yeah, that
see here also in this dress.
gold and teal, yeah.
Yeah, they were on top of all the dressing things also, because these colors, you can't see any colors like this these days. They only wear like black and something. At least in West, in India it's different maybe, but in West they only dress on depressing colors, and there's not much in it.
Does your Mataji wear a sari, Prabhu?
No, because there is not like saris here, or
oh, okay.
I've never seen one yet in like.
No, but there's that Indian shop in Helsinki, right? You said.
I'm not sure,
You don't get it over there.
but I haven't visited there in Helsinki a lot.
Oh, you can try to check there, Prabhu. What if you might get some? Maybe you might get some dhotis as well.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, I'll see
Or
that.
else,
Okay, so.
Or else at least dhotis we can ship from here.
Yeah. Okay, this one.
Due to remaining in the water for a long time, the gopis felt cold and were shivering.
This watercolor is really nicely done also.
I would have to say it's a good watercolor.
Oh, Haribol. But
they go over downhill.
You see, here's one deer is there. He's like on the
dancing
hill.
deer. Able.
Oh yes, this I remember. That.
The one boy with the red turban looks so terrified.
He's like, what is going on? This huge mountain. First they were like scared of maybe they were scared of the rain. They were like, why it's so huge rain? And suddenly they see this hill coming over them.
Evil.
Oh, and Krishna was also at the same time. He was like flirting with the gopis He was like making faces and everything, holding it with one hand. That's why Prabhu told one
Evil.
session.
Wow. He's lifting up a Govardhan Hill and just like.
That's what we
Evil.
speak of flirting in the material world. We speak of flirting in the material world. Krishna does transcendental flirting.
Yes, Prabhu.
Playing sports with the gopis,
Yeah.
and then funnily playing with the gopas also.
Yeah, this is maybe why they go to the gym, you know. The man here, they try to lift heavy weights and they go to the gym. They are trying to imitate, because when they do that, they
Yeah.
are like, yeah, now I realize this gym thing and this weightlifting is imitation of this Leela.
Yeah,
This is
Govardhan Lila.
oh wow. Prabhu, like literally there's nothing new. Like everything is in the spiritual
Yeah.
world, and I'm
Our-
slowly realizing that everything
our
is just a
playing with-
reflection.
Because we have a tendency to play when we are kids. That comes from Krishna too. Krishna
Yeah.
used to play with his boyfriend,
Yes, Prabhu.
and the tendency for opposites of attraction is there because the purified version of that is in the spiritual world.
Yes, Prabhu. And you know, when we were kids, when we tried to show that, oh, I'm really strong, it was that we tried to pick something up and we showed that, oh, I can lift this with my little finger.
Yeah,
We used to do
that
this.
is the imitation of Govardhan Lila.
Yes, Prabhu.
I mean, everything is there in the spiritual
Wow.
world. Our material world is the imitation.
Wow.
We're trying to imitate Krishna.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of the hill and think that it will fall from my hand.
Is
Wow.
it Balaram?
Always proud of Krishna. He's always like, yeah, this is my
Yes.
Krishna.
And this little child was nice. He is with the cow, like, oh, we have no problems here.
Oh, it's so kind. Wow.
Even these little childs, they look nice.
Look at the one that's a little bit over to the right. It's like he's in the orange one. He's in the baby in the orange wrap. He looks like he's like giving like a smiling glance.
Yes, Prabhu. Rivo. Okay, next one.
Tonight I'm leaving for Pondicherry. I mean, now I'm on my way to the bus station. I'm going to Pondicherry tonight,
Evo.
and
Evo,
it's
Evo.
raining. It's raining cats
yes.
and dogs here.
Yesterday,
Oh,
everyone
wow.
sent the
It's
I
pictures of
also,
rain.
actually, Prabhu, I
raining
was
like-
also on the way, and I also became wet. It was raining on the way,
Oh,
and then
I am
sandstorm
also.
also.
Oh,
My whole clothes are like full sandy.
Hare Krishna. Here it's like so much raining. I mean, for past few days it never rained so much.
Yes,
Now it's
Prabhu.
raining like anything.
Yeah, everyone keeps sending
Over
pictures
here.
of the train. So it's
Indra is showing his mercy.
Surabi cow and
yeah,
celestial
here it's also Indra.
elephants. Oh, wow.
Indra is like bacteria here. Indra Gopa.
Indradeva is saying, you fool, you rascal, go there, go Pondi, get trained nicely, come back.
Who's this elephant? Why is he watering Indra's head?
Who?
That is Airavat, right? The pet of Indra.
Airavata, yes.
Yes, he looks
He
nice.
showered Krishna.
See this cow?
It is like an abhishek.
See how much milk?
Yeah.
Wow. Like that's how much love the cow has. Like she's aiming her like
Yes,
her milk bag to Krishna.
yes,
Like
Prabhu.
no cow is doing that.
This Krishna looks always so innocent.
Wow.
they are always much taller than Krishna.
Wow. King Indra from heavenly planet appeared before Krishna from a secluded place.
Go.
Evo. Okay. Power. O supreme controller of this material world, O goddess, please be kind to us and arrange for our marriage with the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna. The Vaishnavas generally do not worship any demigods. Srila Narottam Dasa Thakur has strictly forbidden all worship of demigods for anyone who wants to advance in pure devotional service. Yet the gopis, who are beyond the compare of the affection in their affection for Krishna, were seen worship Durga. The worshippers of demigods are sometimes mentioned that the gopis are also worship demigoddess Durga, but we must understand the purpose of the gopis. Generally, people worship goddess Durga for some material benediction. Here, the gopis prayed to goddess to become the wives of Krishna. The purport is that if Krishna is the center of activity, a devotee can adopt any means to achieve that goal. The gopis could adopt any means to satisfy or serve Krishna. This is the super excellent characteristic of the gopi. They worship the goddess Durga completely for 1 month in order to have Krishna as their husband. Every day they pray for Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, to become their husband. Early in the morning, the gopis used to go to the bank of Yamuna to take bath. They would assemble together, capturing each other's hand, and loudly sing the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. It is an old system among Indian girls and women that when they take bath in the river, they place their garments on the bank and dip into the water completely naked. The portion, the portion of the river where the girls and women take baths is strictly prohibited for any male member, and this is still the system. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, knowing the minds of the unmarried young gopis, um, benedicted them with their desired objective. They have prayed for Krishna to become their husband, and Krishna wanted to fulfill their desires. At the end of the month, Krishna, along with his friends, appeared on the scene. Another name of Krishna is Yogeshwar, the master of all mystic powers. By practicing meditation, the yogi can study the uh, psychic movements of other men's. And certainly Krishna could understand the desires of the gopis. Appearing on the scene, Krishna immediately collected all the garments of the gopis, climbed up in a nearby tree, and with a smiling face began to speak to them. My dear girls, Krishna said, please come here one after another and pray for your garments and then take them away. I'm not joking with you. I'm just telling the truth. I have no desire to play any jokes with you, for you have observed the regular principles for 1 month by worshiping goddess Kantyayanti. Please do not come here all at once. Come alone. I want to see each of you in your complete beauty. For you all have thin waists. I request you to come alone. Now please comply. When the gopis in the water heard such joking words from Krishna, they began to look at one another and smile. They were very joyous to hear such a request from Krishna because they were already in love with him. Out of shyness, they looked at one another, but they could not come out of the water because they were naked. Due to remaining in the water for a long time, they felt cold and were shivering. Yet, upon hearing the pleasing and joking words of Govinda, their minds were perturbed with great joy. They began to tell Krishna, "Oh, dear son of Nanda Maharaj, please do not joke with joke with us in this way, in that way. It is completely unjust to us. You're a very respectable boy because you are the son of Maharaj Nanda, and you are very dear to us. But you should not play this joke on us because now we are all shivering in the cold water. Kindly deliver our garments immediately, otherwise we shall shiver. They began to appeal to Krishna with great submission. Dear Shamsunda, they said, we are all your eternal servitors. Whatever you order us to do, we are obliged to perform without hesitation because we consider it our religious duty. But if you insist on putting this proposal on us, which is impossible to perform, then certainly we will have to go to Nanda Maharaj and lodge a complaint against you. If Nanda Maharaj does not take action, then we shall tell King Kamasa upon your misbehavior. Upon hearing this appeal, the unmarried gopis, by the unmarried gopis, Krishna answered, my dear girls, if you think that you are my eternal servitors, and you are always ready to execute my order, then my request is that your smiling faces, you please come here alone, one after another, and take away your garments. If you do not come here, however, if you lodge complaints to my father, I shall not care anyway. For I know my father is old and cannot take any action against me.
Oh, Krishna.
When the gopis saw that Krishna was strong and determined, they had no alternative but to abide by his order. One after another, they came out of the water, but because they were completely naked, they tried to cover their nakedness by placing their left hand over their pubic area. In that posture, they were all shivering. Their simple presentation was so pure that the gopis who prayed to Kantayanti, Yani, to have Krishna as their husbands were thus satisfied. A woman cannot be naked before any male except her husband. The unmarried gopis desired Krishna as their husband, and he fulfilled their desire in this way. Being pleased with them, he took their garments on his shoulder and began to speak as follows. My dear girls, you have committed a great offense by going naked in the river Yamuna. Because of this, the predominating deity of Yamuna, the Varuna Deva, has become displeased with you. Please, therefore, just touch your foreheads with folded palms and bow down before the demigod Varuna in order to be excused of this offensive acts. The gopis were all simple souls, and whatever Krishna said, they took to be true, in order to be free from all the wrath of Varuna Deva, as well as to fulfill the desired end of their vows, and ultimately to please their worshipful Lord, Krishna. They immediately abided by his order. They thus became the greatest lovers of Krishna and his most obedient servitors. Hare Krishna.
Leave on.
May I?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, you.
Nothing can compare the Krishna consciousness of the gopis. Actually, the gopis did not care for Varuna or any other demigod. They only wanted to satisfy Krishna. Krishna became very ingratiated and satisfied by the simple dealings of the gopis, and immediately delivered their respective garments one after another. Although Krishna cheated the young unmarried gopis and made them stand naked before him and enjoy jokingly words with them, and although he treated them just like dolls and stole their garments, they were still pleased with him and never lodged a complaint against him. The attitude of the gopis is described by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he prays, "My dear Lord Krishna, you may embrace me or trample me under your feet, or you may make me broken hearted by never being present before me. Whatever you like, you can do because you have complete freedom to act. But in spite of all your dealings, you are my Lord eternally, and I have no other worshipable object." This is the attitude of the gopis toward Krishna. Lord Krishna was pleased with them, and since they all desired to have him as their husband, he told them, "My dear, well behaved girls, I know of your desire for me and why you worship goddess Katyayani, and I completely approve of your action. Anyone whose full consciousness is always absorbed in me, even if in lust, is elevated. As a fried seed cannot fructify. So any desire in connection with my loving service cannot produce any fruitive result as in ordinary karma. There is a statement there is a statement in the Brahma Samhita, Karmani Nirdhati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam. Everyone is bound by his fruitive activities, but the devotees, because they work completely for satisfaction of the Lord, suffer no reaction. Similarly, the gopis' attitude toward Krishna, although seemingly lusty, should not be considered to be like the lusty desires of ordinary women. The reason is explained by Krishna himself. Activities in devotional service to Krishna are transcendental to any fruitive result. My dear gopis, Krishna continued, your desire to have me as your husband will be fulfilled because with this desire you have worshipped goddess Katyayani. I promise you that during the next autumn season you shall be able to meet with me and you shall enjoy me as your husband. Taking shelter of the shade of trees, Krishna became very happy. While walking, he began to address the inhabitants of Vrindavana. My dear Stoka Krishna, my dear Varutapa, my dear Bhadrasena, my dear Sudama, my dear Subala, my dear Arjuna, my dear Vishala, my dear Rishabha. Just look at these most fortunate trees of Vrindavan. They have dedicated their lives to the welfare of others. Individually, they are tolerating all kinds of natural disturbances such as hurricane, torrents of rain, scorching heat, and piercing cold. But they are very careful to relieve our fatigue and give us shelter. My dear friends, I think they are glorified in this birth as trees. They are so careful to give shelter to others that they are like noble, highly elevated, charitable men who never deny charity to one who approaches them. No one is denied shelter by these trees. They supply various kinds of facilities to human societies, such as leaves, flowers, fruits, shade, roots, bark, flavor extracts, and fuel. They are the perfect example of noble life. They are like noble person who has sacrificed everything possible, his body, mind, activities, intelligence, and words in engaging in the welfare of all living entities. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead walked on the bank of the Yamuna, touching the leaves of the trees and their fruits, flowers, and twigs, and praising their glorious welfare activities. Different people may accept certain welfare activities to be beneficial for human society according to their own views, but the welfare activity that can be rendered to people in general for eternal benefit is the spreading of the Krishna consciousness movement. Everyone should be prepared to propagate this movement as instructed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One should be humbler than the grass on the ground and more tolerant than the trees. The toleration of trees is explained by Lord Krishna himself. And those who are engaged in preaching of Krishna consciousness should learn lessons from the teachings of Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya through their direct disciplic succession. While passing through the forest of Vrindavana on the bank of the Yamuna, Krishna sat down at a beautiful spot and allowed the cows to drink the cold and transparent water of the Yamuna. Being fatigued, the cowherd boys, Krishna and Balrama, also drank. After seeing the young gopis taking bath in the Yamuna, Krishna passed the rest of the morning with the boys. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the 22nd chapter of the Krishna, stealing the garments of the unmarried gopi girls.
Haribol.
Haribol.
So much, Prabhu, for reading.
Evil.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Dandot Pranam to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna. Dhamma Shranam Jai Shri Prabhupada Prabhu. Very nice
Jai Shri
to
Prabhupada.
have your association.
Thank you very much.
Those were very, very good 2 chapters. Prabhu. That was very,
Yes,
very nice.
Yeah, these are ultimate topics.
What's the next chapter?
Swami Prabhu will check.
No, it's fine. We're just doing a replay.
Oh, Haribol.
Oh wow, this one.
Wives of the Brahmanas.
Yeah.
So this we read tomorrow. Haribol. Maybe not tomorrow.
Wow.
Can't wait.
It's quite long actually. The big philosophical discussion.
Yeah, that's true. But I thought it funny how like Sammy Prabhu, he just highlighted it as if we're about to read, and he's like, "I'm gonna go read tomorrow."
This was like when we were children watching these cartoons, and then it came.
Yeah,
like,
upcoming.
Yeah, you will find out it in the next episode.
Next episode on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
Actually, I was watching Little Krishna. And anybody watches Little Krishna?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yes,
I watched all 3
I
movies.
watched them too. Very nice presentation actually.
I watched from childhood. still not satisfied. Daily only one episode used to play on TV. Daily only one episode.
We watched some nonsense Pokemon only, you know.
Yeah, it was Pokemon was very famous.
Yeah, Pokemon. Yeah,
Pocket Monster.
I was so like I was.
Yeah, Pokemon means Pocket Monster.
Pokemon.
Okay, well, 6 has to come reading time.
Oh, nice. It is not able to zoom. Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamaha nirvapanam yah kairava chandrika vitaranam itya jivanam anandam putivartanam pratiparam purnam pasvadanam sarvatma snapanam param vichayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
May I?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, bro.
नाम आकारी बहुधा निज सर्वस शक्तिस तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणे न काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान मामापि दुर्दैवम ईदृशम यजनि नानुरागः. प्रीणादापि सुनेचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेना कीर्तनीया सदा हरि.
Haribo.
Ivo.
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरी त्वयि.
Ainanda Tanu Kinkaram Patitam Mam Niswamin Bamamudo Kripaya Tapapara Pankaja Stikitu Satyasham Pitindaya.
हरि बोल.
सदनं कृद्गदारुधया गिरा पुलकेन्द्रितं वपुकदा नाम कृष्णे भविष्यति.
Ivo.
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्राविश्यायितं शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्दाविरहेण मे.
Asuisya Ba Para Ratumum Ardashanam Mama Hatam Guru Tava Yatata Dava Vitata Lampato Nat Prana Nastu Sevanapara.
हरि बोल.
Ivo.
Haribo. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Oh my Lord. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. You can take it, Prabhu. No problem.
May I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. It's all,
Yes,
it's
Prabhu.
all good.
Right. Please don't mind the background noise. I'm in a bus right now. Right.
No,
Oh my
Prabhu.
Lord, your holy
Yeah.
name alone can render all benediction, and thus you have hundreds and all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these holy names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I'm so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Oh, Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms.
At your lotus feet.
Mm.
Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on the end at recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separations, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he enters me roughly. By his embrace or makes me broken hearted, but not be present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.
Horrible.
Bol, Sri
Shri
Sikshastakam
Bol.
ki jai. Harinam
Jai.
Sankirtan
Jai.
ki
Jai Srila
jai.
Prabhupada.
Nityananda
Jai.
Prabhu ki
Jai.
jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai.
Mahaprabhu
Jai.
ki jai. Jagat Guru
Jai.
Srila
Jai.
Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai
Jai.
Nande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari
Hri.
Bol.